If you don't know who to vote for in this year's election, then this video is for you. Because in this video, I'm going to be going through all of the major political parties in South Africa and looking at what they claim to add to this country. Now, we're going to be focusing on three areas of their policies, mainly their jobs, the energy crisis, and crime. So, as I said, this is everything that they are claiming to add to South Africa. Now, just remember, I'm not going to be going through over all of the policies that are currently instituted in South Africa. I'm just going to be telling you what these parties are claiming to add on if they get instated as the governing party of South Africa. Now, I'm going to try my best to make non-opinionated statements and just tell you exactly what they claim and what is present on their manifesto. Let's get right into it. And if you like this type of content, please let me know in the comment section below and don't forget to subscribe. The first political party that we are going to be looking at is Action SA, and this party is led by 64-year-old Herman Mashaba. In the jobs area, Herman proposes that they're going to institute free educational websites and job application sites for youth. Secondly, they will allow for voluntary national service for anybody over the age of 18. Finally, they are saying that they are going to relax labor laws so that it's easier for you to fire non-performing workers. In the crime and corruption sector, Herman proposes they're going to make a lot more police available on the ground. Secondly, they want to make it easier to own guns legally, but also harder to own guns illegally, if that makes sense. And they also plan to vastly expand funds for the National Prosecuting Authority. For the energy part of it, they want to transition from the coal-based infrastructure that we currently have and move to a renewables-based infrastructure. They plan on doing this by introducing small localized energy grids, solar panel installation subsidies, and universal access to rooftop solar panels and solar geysers. And that's pretty much it for Action SA. Next up, we have Build One SA or BOSA, and this is led by 43-year-old Social Democrat Musi Maimane. For the job sector, Musi plans to reform the education system to align with the needs of the current job market. Secondly, they want to create special economic zones in townships that provide support and tax incentives for industries that have a high job creation potential. Finally, they want to create tailored strategies that stimulate local economies, especially in undeveloped and rural areas. For the crime and corruption part, they want to reduce crime and improve public safety, and they plan on doing this by recruiting and training 120,000 more police officers that say no to coke and pie. Okay, for the energy sector, there's not much that they want to add. They just want to add more support for the renewables industry. Number 3 on the list, we have the Democratic Alliance, or the DA, and this is led by Liberal John Steenhuisen, who is now 48 years old. For the jobs part of things, he wants to make artisanship a part of skills development, and he wants to exempt small and medium businesses from being a part of bargaining councils. For the crime and corruption part of things, he plans to decentralize policing to capable provincial and metro governments. He also plans to protect whistleblowers. And finally, he plans on reducing bloated SAP senior management by introducing lifestyle police audits as well as partnerships with private security. For the energy sector, he plans to do a lot, and one of those things is by breaking up Eskom's monopoly and moving the utility away from energy generation. He also wants to promote self-generation and allow municipalities to make their own energy decisions. And the last part is he wants to allow homes and businesses to sell to the grid. Okay, next up we have the EFF, and this is led by populist African nationalist 43-year-old Julius Malema. Now, he needs no introduction because all of you probably know him. And what he plans on doing in this country is interesting. In the job sector, he's planning on allowing companies to work for 24 hours a day, where they institute a 3-shift system, which will then help create more employment in the country. Next up, he wants to give guaranteed jobs for graduates, and if they don't get one, he wants to then give them a 5,000 Rand per month stipend. And finally, he wants to take the minimum national wage to 6,000 Rand per month with different sectoral minimums. For the crime and corruption area, he wants to retrain the entire South African police service by 2027 and hire 100,000 more. He also wants to institute a minimum sentence of 25 years for all police officers involved in serious crimes. I wonder if bribery is a part of that. For the energy part of things, he wants to repair the existing power station fleet, as well as stop decommissioning coal-fired power plants. Finally, his goal is to focus on clean coal and nuclear energy with a starring role from Russia. Ferial Haffajee, a leading journalist in South Africa, made a statement saying that the economy does not have the money to fund Julius Malema's proposals. And because of this, the economy will fall and businesses will pack up and go. What do you think? Next on the list, we have FF+, which is led by right-wing conservative Peter Grunewald, who is 68 years old. The key policies that he wants to instate in the job sector is to abolish transformation targets and focus on job development, as well as create a deregulated job market. In the crime and corruption part, he wants to focus on rural safety plans to stop farm attacks and livestock thefts. He also wants to institute prosecutor-driven investigations, as well as focus on drug trafficking and gangs in South Africa. Peter also wants to make private spending on safety tax deductible, as well as protect the rights of gun owners. For the energy sector, he wants to create a rapid transition to renewable energy by providing tax incentives and introducing tax-free solar panels. He also plans on unbundling Eskom in the medium to long term and privatizing the electric industry in South Africa. Next up, we have the MK party, which is led by popular traditionalist 82-year-old Jacob Zuma. Now, I know there's this whole thing about whether he is leading or not, but we all know he is leading this party. In the job sector, Jacob Zuma plans on creating permanent jobs for all willing and capable workers with a minimum salary of 4,500 Rand per month. He also wants to institute a lot more skills, work, and training that is offered by the state. For the crime and corruption part, Jacob Zuma has a lot to do. He wants to hire more cops, give more resources to forensic laboratories, and he wants to institute the death penalty. And finally, he plans on giving more money to military veterans. For the energy sector, he wants to reintroduce a cap on privately produced energy. Zuma wants to reverse the transition from coal and rebuild oil refining capacity. Finally, he wants to review and repeal the Renewable Independent Power Producer Program and the unbundling of Eskom. And finally, we are going to be going over the existing party of South Africa, which is 71-year-old Social Democrat Cyril Ramaphosa. And last, we have the ANC, which is led by 71-year-old Social Democrat Cyril Ramaphosa. For the job sector, he wants to create 2.5 million state-funded work opportunities for the delivering of public goods and services. Finally, he wants to target 1 million work opportunities for township and village enterprises. In the crime and corruption area, he wants to provide priority area policing that he will determine through data. Secondly, he wants to strengthen economic infrastructure task teams. He also wants to strengthen the National Prosecuting Authority by reviewing the Criminal Procedure Act and supporting the Legal Aid Board. And finally, he wants to strengthen the whistleblower protection. For the energy sector, he wants to support cheaper and subsidized solar power, as well as focusing on green technologies and eco-friendly production. So those are just a few of the major political parties that are running for this year's elections. If you want us to go over the more smaller parties, let us know and we'll make a video as soon as possible. So now that you've heard all of the empty promises of the major political parties in South Africa, who do you believe the most? Let me know in the comment section below. So if this is your first time seeing my face, we are the Success Equation, where we make financial literacy content that is specific to South Africa. We go over crypto investments, financial investments, how to make money, and different side hustles that you can do in South Africa. So if you haven't checked out our type of content, go to the channel and I'm sure you'll find a video that you'll like. Enjoy.